My stepdaughter's mother has horrible hygiene. It's affected my health.
Go wash your stinky self.
I, 29 female, am 4 months pregnant with my and my husband's first baby. We are very happy for our baby and excited to be parents, but my pregnancy proved to be more difficult than I expected. The main problem is I have extreme nausea. Some smells that I used to like before now make me sick. I can smell everything around me, and the things that make me very, very sick are food and body odor.
Oh, no.
By the way, this comes from user CriticalNet2821, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, my husband has a daughter from his previous relationship, Violet, 13 female, and as per the custody agreement, she comes to stay with us every week from Friday after school to Sunday afternoon/evening. I have nothing against Violet, and we used to have a decent relationship, but she stinks, and it's making it impossible to live in my own home.
Oh, no.
Yes, OP is talking in the literal sense.
Yeah.
Her mother is against chemical deodorants, so she buys her some natural things that do not cover the sweat smell.
Those
don't work.
They don't.
They don't.
I don't believe they work.
It's not only that she smells, it's also her clothes that have a very nasty smell, like sweat and musty and old. It's a very nasty combination, and it's making me barf every time I am near her. We tried finding solutions, but with no results. Violet refuses to wear the clothes that are in our house and that are clean and fresh. Instead, she comes from her mother's place with a set of clothes and pajamas, wears them while she is here, and takes them back to her mother's each Sunday. That is a strange little fixation there. I wonder why that's happening.
Like she washes her clothes at her mom's house?
Well, it's like, yeah, she refuses to wear any clothes that didn't come from her mom's house.
Interesting.
I'm just hoping it's not like I'm wearing these on purpose to like upset OP's tum-tum.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not.
She always refuses, saying that her clothes are clean. Yeah, so clean that she stinks. Her mother refuses to cooperate on this as well. She refuses to convince Violet to allow us to wash her clothes because we don't use natural products and claims her daughter does not smell. It became an entire nightmare for me to live in my own house while she's here. I really did try different approaches, but they always failed. During lunch or dinner, I tried staying as far away from her as possible, but I can still smell her. I can smell you. Which results in me not being able to eat and very often puking my guts out.
Oh, gosh.
When she is here, I fill the house with a lot of scented candles and wear a lot of perfume on myself in order to have another predominant smell. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, but it's not healthy for me to live in a house filled with smoke and perfume. As I said, after trying multiple solutions and discussing with the mother, who refused to cooperate with us, my husband got tired of seeing me sick and told Violet and her mother that she cannot come to our house anymore until I give birth. He explained to them that I need to be able to relax and enjoy being in my own home, which I can't do anymore, due to their refusal to be understanding of our situation. So far, this all sounds pretty reasonable to me.
Absolutely. She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
You gotta do what you can for these pregnant people, man. You really do. They're going through a lot just to have another human exist in the world.
She's got hypersensitivity right now.
Yeah.
And she's like, maybe you wouldn't be too stanky if I wasn't hypersensitive right now.
Right.
Violet's mother sent me a nasty text. I wonder if it's as nasty as her smell, accusing me of being the reason why my husband is abandoning his daughter. No one is abandoning anybody. We will start allowing her to come over after I give birth. She said, as a woman, I should make an effort and make my husband be closer to his kid. In response, I sent her the following message, quote, well, as a woman, you should be able to understand that pregnancy sickness is not something I can control. Also, as a woman, you should be focused on your daughter's hygiene and not let her smell like a dumpster.
Dang.
Boom. Boom. Oh,
she's right. She's right. Because, that first text saying, like, as a woman, you should whatever about your man. It's like, that has nothing to do with being a woman.
Yeah.
The second one, the hygiene one, also not really anything to do with the woman.
Just being a person.
But if you're, as a woman, yeah, you should know, as a woman with a kid, too, you should know, like, what pregnancy is like. I guess, unless you go a different route. But if we're assuming here, then, yeah, like, her comeback made a lot more sense than the original insult.
True. She replied that I have no idea how hard it is to be in her situation and that I am a nasty for criticizing a fellow mother. You're literally criticizing a fellow soon-to-be mother.
Yeah, you started it.
What do you mean?
You started it.
You're saying that she's abandoning your child. That's not criticism?
Yeah. Exactly.
Crazy. Well, we have an update here. Let's go ahead and jump in. I have received a lot of feedback from you. Thank you very much for your kind words. For those who came to my post only to share negative energy and spread your childhood trauma on me, the only thing I can say is that I feel sorry for you and I hope you never experience the symptoms that some of us face during pregnancy. I have seen so many idiotic replies and so many people thinking that a woman can push a button and stop getting sick because as an adult, you need to deal with that. You people are insane. This is not how it works. Some of you demanded me to leave my own house to go stay at a hotel. I'm obviously not going to do this. I also went to my doctor for a checkup and discussed alternative solutions some of you gave me. Many people suggested I should use Vicks on my upper lip, and my doctor told me he does not recommend that for frequent use. Once in a while is okay, like if you need to go somewhere and you need to block certain smells, but on a weekly basis, 3 days a week, he said very firmly no. He also gave me a lot of crap for all the perfume and candles that I use and instructed us to use as few things as possible. What he recommended was to keep away from things that make me sick, have things around us clean, and keep the windows open as much as possible for fresh air to get into the house. Now, the update. My husband is very firm on the decision to not have Violet around our house until I give birth and until we see her respecting our home and our rules. As mentioned in multiple replies, he will still see his daughter as per the custody agreement, but they will meet outside our home. He's like, well, Violet, welcome to the tent in the backyard.
Yeah, we're going camping this week.
3 days.
And next week.
Isn't that
And
so fun?
for the next 5 months, it's camp out time.
Oh.
Or I have a stick of deodorant that you could put on.
Could I offer you a nice clean towel for our beautiful shower?
Matrix, red pill, blue pill, but it's a stick of deodorant and a tent.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a stick of deodorant and a can of Sterno. They're just like, ooh, what do you want? Opposed to some of your beliefs that we intend to abandon her or permanently ban her from our house because I want my baby to replace her. We don't. And you are very deranged. I don't know how you operate and think, but my baby will never be a replacement for anyone. He will be his own person. He's already extremely loved and will continue to be. He will always have security and everything he needs. And yes, I can provide everything for him on my own. Of course, I want him to have his father in his life, but it's not like I will ever depend on a man or can't provide for my kids. So I need to push away his step siblings. Yesterday, my husband picked up Violet from school and took her to my mother-in-law's house. The plan was for Violet to spend the weekend at mother-in-law's, my husband to see her during the day, and come back to sleep at our house. Husband and mother-in-law intended to use the occasion of Violet staying at her place to discipline her and get her used to a clear routine. She gets home, she takes a shower, and changes her clothes. Unfortunately, everything has turned into a circus. When husband and Violet got to my mother-in-law's house, she was requested to go take a shower, hand her clothes over to be washed, and wear something clean. As expected, she refused, and they started arguing. Violet kept saying that her clothes are clean, and that I'm not around, so there's no need for her father and grandmother to bother her. Based on what my husband told me, he tried to keep his cool and enforce the rules, but my mother-in-law just lost it.
Oh, man.
Mother-in-law was very furious and started shouting at Violet, calling her a lot of names like rude and dirty. She told her that she stinks. She told her that she should be ashamed of herself
Oh, my
to go out in
gosh.
public because she's embarrassing everybody around her, and she told her that she is ruining our family.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, well, maybe let's not do that.
Ruining the family? That's crazy.
The response to the 13-year-old being stinky is not to give her emotional trauma.
Yeah, come on,
For
man.
God's sakes,
Going through
mother-in-law.
puberty. These are new stinks that she's having to deal with.
Yeah, come on.
Gotta learn new hygiene stuff. That's
Yeah.
normal at that age.
Yeah, being stinky is a part of growing up. And then you learn how to not be stinky.
Exactly.
It's the American
It's a part of
way.
The
life.
American way.
To be stinky.
It's very stinky. You just gotta deal with it.
Instead of husband being able to relax in his own house with his family after a long week of work, he is forced to spend time outside his home just because she is a selfish brat. Violet started crying and shouting at my mother-in-law, which makes sense. After everyone calmed down a little, my husband asked Violet, what is it with her? He told her that she indeed smells bad and everyone around can feel it. He told her if she thinks we are all biased and against her, then he will call CPS, a counselor will document everything, and he will take her mother to court for neglect. What?
This
Guys,
is so extreme.
this is like using we have an ant problem. All right, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to shove a hand grenade down into the anthill.
Yes.
And that'll fix it.
Yes.
Sophia is behind that idea. Just burn down the house.
End
That's
them
what's gonna
all.
happen.
Yeah.
That's so extreme. We don't need to be calling CPS for hormonal stinks, man.
He explained to Violet that I am not against her. No one is against her, but by smelling like this, she is causing me to get sick a lot, and showed her some of my medical reports where it's clearly written that all the symptoms I'm having with this pregnancy. Violet started crying again and claimed that she thought I was exaggerating and doing it on purpose because her mother told her pregnancy sickness is just an excuse and not something real.
What?
Which,
No.
look, it's like, that's the classic case of like confirmation bias. She probably was pregnant and did not have any issues with smell. So then she goes, well, that's not a real thing. That's just fake.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, because we all know that everyone's pregnancy experience is exactly the same.
Right. Experience is relative.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, mother-in-law once again got furious and accused Violet of being a liar. Mother-in-law told her that all teenagers spend so much time online and have access to so much information that Violet could have just Googled pregnancy symptoms and educated herself. She then said she refuses to enable Violet and will come stay with me.
Who?
What?
The mom?
The mom?
So now we're leaving Violet alone at the house.
Bob's like, I can't take it anymore either.
Okay. No, I think it's that the mother-in-law from OP's perspective, so this is a grandmother, and I'm pretty sure that Violet is staying at her mom's house.
Yes.
So it would be more like the ex-partner of OP's now husband is where Violet lives, and I think the mother-in-law maybe lives there as well.
Okay, that's what it sounds like.
Which would be Violet's grandma.
So now the mother-in-law is
but now grandma's like,
OP.
I'm gonna move in with OP and my son.
It's like, I can't. Now that we're bringing it up, man, I don't like it either.
Yeah, now that it's all out there, you do stink, Violet.
Yeah.
So here's where we all are now. Mother-in-law got a bag and came to stay with me yesterday. She will be staying until tomorrow when Violet is taken back to her mom's. We took advantage of the situation and we also called my sister-in-law over. So as I'm writing this, we are having a girls' weekend at my place and I really enjoy it. And by the way, you could really enjoy listening to full episodes with stories like this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. We're up to 53 consecutive days worth of stories.
Just keeps going up, man.
So if you can manage to listen to it at double speed, that's less than a month that it would take for you to listen to every single story we've ever had if you just keep it on and never stop listening.
Never stop.
So get to work. There's a little bit more story left.
Okay.
Husband wanted to take Violet to her mom's and come home, but I told him not to. He should use this weekend alone with Violet to fix things and overall parent her and make her understand our rules and our conditions. My husband will update us tomorrow on how things went and what the next steps will be. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I will not spend too much energy on it. I need to focus on my baby and my health, and Violet's parents need to deal with their child. And that is the end of that story.
Wow. Well, we got a good solution there.
I kind of like the separation of duty there. It's like,
Yeah.
look, I get it, but that's not my kid. It's yours, and I can't be her mom or her, so let those who are directly involved figure it out.
Exactly. My sister ruined my wedding, so I blocked her.
Blocked.
This all started when my sister Ashley was diagnosed with severe autism and ADHD around the age of 2. It was normal, just a lot of temper tantrums, but at the age of 5, she finally learned that she can do anything she wants without consequences. That's true, isn't it, Dakota?
I'm pretty sure that checks out.
By the way, this comes from Dramatic Hamster, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So whenever I had something she didn't have, my parents would always either get her the same thing or I had to give it to her. I always tried to argue back, but my parents always said that I was being unfair and to be nice to my sister because of her condition. In some occasions, she would even run into my room and brag about how mom was taking her to the store or got a new toy that I didn't have.
Yeah, because she's 5.
She's 5 years old.
That's a 5-year-old.
It's a time to learn to not do that, though, too. I was pretty fed up with this, so I decided to save up my allowance money for a lock for my door so I could get some privacy. After my sister tried one of her attempts to barge into my room and realized that she couldn't open it, she started to complain to my parents about it. I tried explaining to my parents how she can't keep barging into my room. My parents argued back, saying how I'm being selfish and how I should just let her do it because of her condition.
Ooh.
I couldn't win against them and had to remove the lock. So I don't...
What?
yeah.
These parents are terrible. I'm already putting that out there.
Yeah,
First
they just
of
don't
all,
know how to handle it, I think.
Well-
Just a little uninformed, perhaps.
Yeah, but it's not even, what's funny is that my indicator is not even coming from the fact that they're just like sort of being like, oh, let your sister do whatever she wants because of her condition.
Yeah.
It's the fact that OP bought a lock at like 8 years old for their door
Yeah, that's what
and
I was
installed
thinking.
it, and the parents had no idea.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, and it confirms in the next sentence, just like she's literally 8 years old and now 9. That like, it's just this 8-year-old screwing in a lock onto their door.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
That's pretty crazy to me.
I don't know how you get, yeah.
Yeah, a
don't
very
know.
independent 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Fast forward a few months, I had just turned 9 and I wanted to go to a local arcade with all my friends. But of course, my sister was complaining about how she couldn't choose where my party was. Thankfully, my parents didn't let her choose. When we got to the arcade, it was fine until we went back into the party room. I was horrified. Apparently, my parents left my sister in the room for a few minutes to go get me and my friends. When we came back, the cake was all over the floor and most of the presents were torn open or destroyed. I was trying to hold back my tears while my sister had a big grin on her face. My dad had to bring her home. However, like all things she did, she got away with it. My mom was telling me she can't help it. It wasn't her fault. The only thing you can do right now is to deal with it. I broke down into tears after hearing what she said and stormed out of the room. Fast forward a few weeks, I had barely been talking to my parents. Every chance I got, I would avoid them. Thankfully, my parents let me install the lock back on my door herself as a 9-year-old after Ashley went into my room while I was changing. Ever since Ashley got into 1st grade, she has constantly been asking for help with her homework, and by help, I mean playing games while I have to do it. My parents are always busy during work, so they force me to help her. One day, Ashley's teacher assigned her a class project. The project was to make your favorite fast food restaurant from cereal boxes. She decided not to do anything until the last day before it was due. That was my move in elementary school.
I mean, that's the story for every
yeah.
student, correct?
Yeah.
Almost every student.
That
Like,
was-
Mom, I need to go to the store.
Yeah.
I need to get a poster board.
My mom was always like, "Why didn't you tell me this earlier?"
I don't know.
When's
Yeah.
it due, honey?
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Can you help me do it?
That's the move.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're to do it now? Thanks,
Yeah,
Mom. You're
thanks,
the best.
Mom. Like usual, I had to help her again. I was panicking because it was like 9 o'clock and my bedtime was 10. I asked her what her favorite fast food place was. She didn't respond until 30 minutes went by, and then she said, "You choose." I was about to scream. I chose the easiest one to make, which was McDonald's. 50 minutes went by. I finished the project, but what she did made me almost want to unalive her. She decided to throw it across the room and stomp on it. My parents went to check to see all the noise, and my sister was on the floor pretending to cry, saying how I broke it and I want her to fail. I was shocked. My parents sided with her again. Even before I got to argue back, I was grounded for weeks. I felt like I wanted to unalive myself, but I couldn't do it. Fast forward until I was 17. My sister had just turned 14, and she decided to bring her friend home. I thought nothing of it. She has friends over all the time, but this time was different. I went to the bathroom for like 5 minutes, and when I got out, my room was trashed. Bed sheets all over the place, pillows in every corner, the lamp knocked over. They even threw my computer on the floor. If you were wondering, yes, I still had the lock, but they pick-locked it. Apparently, her friend was good at picking locks. My parents were on vacation when I called them to tell them about it. They just told me that I was lying and to stop trying to get my sister in trouble all the time. I decided I needed to move far away.
The parents were on vacation?
Yeah.
So it's like these are like the like chronically absentee, like
Yeah.
non-existent, doesn't do anything to actually
man.
parent the kids' parents.
Oh, this is hard to read. I spent all junior and senior year working hard to get a scholarship. Fast forward a year later, I had my graduation. My parents and grandparents were all there except for my sister. My parents came up with the excuse of how she was sick and couldn't go, but they used that excuse so many times that I couldn't even care anymore. Graduation was really fun. My friends and I hosted an after party at my house. My sister was nowhere in sight. My parents said that she was sick, but wasn't even at home, or so I thought.
Or so I thought.
Probably an hour later, we went to my room to hang out, only to see my sister with her friends eating all over my bed. I saw crushed up chips all over the floor. I had enough. When my parents saw this, they were furious. They grounded my sister for a full month, and her friends were never allowed over. I was glad, but I was more glad to get away from there. Wow, okay, finally they're punishing her for something.
Yeah, a little late there.
Yeah. Fast forward a few months, I said my goodbyes to my parents, and I headed to college out of the country. My sister sister was crying when I left, mainly because I couldn't do her schoolwork for her anymore. She had to repeat 10th grade again after she failed her finals for cheating on her phone. My parents were furious about this. I don't know if she got punished or not, since it wasn't spoken about much. Fast forward a few weeks, college was great so far. I had this girl, Michaela, who shared a dorm with me, and we became really great friends. We hung out and ate dinner together almost every night. I majored as an IT specialist, going to class every day. I sat next to my future husband, Steven.
Ooh. Is he in Minecraft?
Ooh. It was almost love at first sight. I was a bit nervous to ask him out on the first day, but on the second day, I had the courage to ask him out. Wow, you're working fast, girl. Second day, he said he would love to, and he thought I was pretty cute. Happiness filled my eyes, and I hugged him without thinking. I thought I made a big mistake, but to my surprise, he was fine with it. Fast forward 3 years later, Steven and I finally graduated from college and got job offers at an office. After saving money for a while, we bought a lovely 2-bed, 1-bath house about 15 minutes from our office. It had been a while since I checked up on my parents. I started a FaceTime call with them, and we told each other what had been going on in our lives. My mom started to mention how Ashley just graduated from high school and how she would love for me to come visit again. We didn't mind taking a vacation. After we got off the plane, I saw my parents waiting for me, but not Ashley. Apparently, Ashley still lives with them and doesn't have any plans on going to college. My parents were fine with it and supported her decision. We all decided to go out for dinner the same night. It was going well until Ashley started to flirt with Steven, which made him a bit uncomfortable. I think that's super fair.
Why?
Your girlfriend's sister is flirting with you?
Why?
At the first meeting?
Why are we the way that we are?
We don't like that.
Ashley. Why?
I don't really remember what he said, but I think he said, no thanks, or I'm not interested. And Ashley was a bit embarrassed, but she had another idea. She decided to scoot her chair closer to him, which prompted him to push her away, making him a bit pissed off. She then decided to lean on him, saying how she is so much better than I am and how she is prettier. This got him so pissed off that he just left the restaurant. Fast forward 8 years, Steven and I are about to have our wedding. We had low contact with my parents and sister, but we still invited them. I thought my sister would have grown up by now. We had our wedding at this nice hotel. On the wedding day, everything was looking beautiful. Everyone was there except my sister. My parents said she was running late.
Oh God, no.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I see you.
I see yous in the chat, everyone. Ooh. That was until she came in the door with a full-on wedding dress. I was shocked to see her do that. When I called her out on it, she just said how she should be able to wear it and how it costs so much. Yeah, wedding dresses typically cost a lot of money, but you typically don't wear them to someone else's wedding.
Don't you like this dress I got? It's like really expensive and for weddings. It said it was a wedding dress, so I decided to wear it to yours.
Right. I went off on her. I told her that I had sent out a dress code multiple times, and if she would have read the text I sent, this wouldn't have happened. She started to cry, and my parents started to defend her, saying that she could just take the dress off and it would be fine. I thought that it would be okay. Fast forward to where I was walking down the aisle. Ashley was sitting with her arms crossed. I didn't mind it. As Steven and I said our I do's, my sister jumped up and said, "Boo! When are we going to get the cake?" Oh my gosh.
What? What?
That's crazy. Can you imagine how silent it has to be in that church or that field wherever they're getting married? They're just like, I do. Boo! I want cake.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I'm taking
Not
you
that kind.
I'm taking you to the ocean, Ashley. I'm taking you to the ocean, and you're gonna hang out with all the used car batteries that I throw in there.
Everyone in the room was staring at her. My parents, who were sitting next to her, looked really embarrassed. And you know what? I will look really embarrassed if you do not go to Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Apple Podcasts and search OK Storytime to find more episodes with full stories just like this.
Exactly. It's all it takes. It's so quick.
But there is a little bit more to this story. My parents tried to get her out of the room when she ran out of their arms and went right for the cake. No, wait, this is a recreation of the 9-year-old birthday.
No way.
She's getting all the cake.
Give me that cake.
Oh my gosh. The cake was all over the ground, and I saw her just eating it. Security had to escort her out.
like a
wild.
scene out of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
She's yeah. I was holding back tears as she just ruined my whole wedding in front of me. After the wedding, I decided to block Ashley from every site, and I posted about how she ruined my wedding, but I'm starting to feel guilty. Was blocking her the right thing to do? And that is the end of the story.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Move on.
I mean, you could always unblock her.
Exactly.
Like, that's not decided for the rest of your life. So if you feel guilty, like you could still do something about it.
You are
But
not overreacting here with a blocking.
yeah, she's not. She has not been good to you pretty much your whole life. So do what you gotta do to get her out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You prioritize your own peace.
Exactly. But that is the end of the story.
And the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure you subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.